What happened when an arrogant passenger humiliated airport staff only to be denied boarding in front of everyone? Airports bring out the best and worst in people. For me, it was the worst day turned unforgettable. I was flying home after a long business trip, exhausted, my suitcase heavier than my body could handle. The security line was packed, and everyone was tired. That's when he appeared, the kind of man who thinks rules don't apply to him. Designer luggage, expensive watch, barking into 2 phones at once. He shoved past people, rolling his eyes at families with kids, muttering, "Some of us have places to be." When he cut directly in front of me, I said, "Excuse me, the line starts back there." He turned, smirked, and said loudly enough for half the line to hear, "You don't matter. I have priority." His words stung, not just because of the arrogance, but because of the way others laughed awkwardly, like they agreed he was untouchable. I swallowed my anger, but deep down, I promised myself this wouldn't be the end. At security, he tossed his bag onto the conveyor like he owned the place, snapping his fingers at a TSA agent. When they asked him to remove his laptop, he scoffed. "Do you know who I am? I fly first class every week. I don't have to follow the same rules as these people." The agent's jaw tightened, but he let it slide, probably not wanting a scene. I clenched my fists. Watching him walk away felt like swallowing glass, but karma has strange timing. At the gate, the flight was delayed due to weather. People sighed, sat on the floor, called loved ones. The man, he stormed up to the counter, berating the gate agent. "I pay more for one ticket than half these people make in a month. Get me on a plane now!" His voice boomed, humiliating the young woman behind the desk. She tried to stay professional, but I saw her hands shaking. Others looked away, pretending not to hear, but I couldn't. I pulled out my phone and quietly pressed record. For 20 minutes, he ranted about the airline, the staff, even the passengers. "Look at them," he sneered, gesturing at the crowd. "Cattle, that's what they are." I felt the air shift. People weren't ignoring him anymore. They were angry. Whispers spread. Phones came out. I wasn't the only one recording now. Finally, the gate agent excused herself, tears in her eyes. The man grinned like he'd won. But seconds later, 2 supervisors arrived with security. Calmly, one supervisor said, "Sir, you've been denied boarding for harassing staff and disturbing passengers." His face went crimson. "You can't do this. I'm a platinum member." Security didn't budge. They escorted him away, still shouting about his rights. The gate erupted in applause. Strangers high-fived. A little boy shouted, "Bye, mean man," and people laughed for the first time that day. That night, the video of his meltdown captured from multiple angles went viral. Millions watched him belittle staff and passengers, only to be escorted out in disgrace. Comments poured in, "Finally, justice for the workers. Money doesn't buy class. This is why kindness matters." Within days, people recognized him as a wealthy real estate developer. News broke that several of his business partners cut ties, citing unprofessional behavior. His empire started to crumble, not because of competition, but because he couldn't treat others with respect. The next week, I received a message from the gate agent. She thanked me for standing up, even silently, by recording. "People like him think they're untouchable," she wrote. "But thanks to you, he wasn't." I cried reading it. I had felt so powerless in that line, watching him bulldoze through people like they were invisible. But the truth is, no one is invisible. One video, one act of accountability can change everything. Airports are supposed to be about connecting people. That day, one man tried to divide us rich versus poor, important versus unimportant, but he forgot the most important rule. Respect is the only true priority, and when he lost that, he lost everything.